Sudan military agrees to reinstate PM and release political detainees. Sudan's military achievement leaders have blazoned the release of the detained mercenary High Minister Abdallah Hamdok and other political captures, as the country's pro-democracy movement pledged to continue with demurrers. After weeks of murderous fermentation following the country's October achievement, the agreement to release Hamdok and set up a new largely technocratic press was intermediated by US and UN officers. Hamdok's release and a deal for a new interim press were inked on Sunday after a meeting between the High Minister and the achievement leader, Gen Abdel Fattah al-Burhan, at Khartoum's presidential palace. Expedients for a resolution to the nearly month-long extremity were undermined as security forces fired tear gas at demonstrators suspicious of the service's continuing intentions. Hamdok's release leaves the country facing continuing serious political query, with the military trying to maintain its increased grip and divisions among the mercenary opposition over the arrangement. It was also unclear whether the rearmost moves could resolve the pressures between military and mercenary political parties, not least over the service's part in Sudan's ended political transition. Sudanese people have been taking to the thoroughfares in millions since the military preemption, which reared the country's fragile transition to republic. The use of murderous force against protesters by security forces in Sudan following the achievement had led to at least 38 deaths in Khartoum, with hundreds more injured. Reports on social media suggested that despite the advertisement of Hamdok's release, anti-military protesters opposed to any deal with the generals were gathering in a number of locales. A public action formed after the achievement that includes political parties and public numbers said in a statement that Hamdok would be reinstated and would form a technocratic press. With the service still controlling the country's interim autonomous council, any ministers appointed to the new press will in effect be rubber-stamped by Burhan, leading to questions about whether the deal negotiated between Hamdok and Burhan on Saturday is feasible. It said the deal would be inked laterally Sunday along with a political protestation, but didn't unfold. Fadlallah Burma Nasir, the head of the party, verified the deal. A political agreement has been reached between General Burhan, Abdallah Hamdok, political forces and civil society organizations for Hamdok's return to his position, and the release of political detainees, said Nasir. The Forces for Freedom and Change, FFC, the group that commanded the insurrection that crowned in Bashir's ouster, still, blazoned that they expostulated to any deals with the service. In a statement on Sunday, the group reiterated its opposition to any new political cooperation with the service, saying the perpetrators of the achievement should be brought to justice. "We aren't concerned with any agreements with this brute Galir, and we're employing all peaceful and creative styles to bring it down," the statement said. The group also renewed the call for civil demurrers against military rule. An indigenous deal struck between the service and civilians in 2019 after Bashir was ousted would remain the foundation in farther addresses, the source close to Hamdok said. Sudan's Autonomous Council was due to hold a critical meeting laterally on Sunday before publicizing the agreement, a source with knowledge of the addresses said. A source close to Hamdok, a British-educated economist who worked for the UN and African organizations, said he'd agreed to the deal to stop the bloodshed, but the mercenary coalition that participated power with the service preliminarily said it opposed any addresses with the putschists and called for demurrers to continue on Sunday. The achievement leader, Gen Burhan, declared a state of exigency on October 25 and ousted the government in a move that reared the two-time transition towards republic agreed after the defeat of Omar al-Bashir in 2019 that ended his 3 decades of autocratic rule.